it's Katie. I just wanted to put up a video of me getting ready to work out. I know that I've talked about skinny taste in the past, and I'm not sure if I mentioned that I have lost 100 pounds. I knew for myself that I felt very unhealthy, and compared to what I was before, I wasn't I wasn't healthy. I had a hard time going up the stairs. I had a hard time tying my shoes. I'm going to put a comparison picture of what I was before I started losing weight and what I am now, or comparably now. So I'm just going to talk about that for a little bit. I work out, and like, actually you can see my body, like I have my workout clothes on so you can see what I look like now. So I hope that you enjoy. Let me know if you are on any kind of journey like this, if we're in the same boat, if you have ever done anything like this before, or if you totally hate this. Go ahead and let me know down below. All right, enjoy. And I had a couple of days off from working out. I do like the Beachbody workout program, and I've actually lost, I started at like 250 pounds. I've lost like 100 pounds. Not just doing Beachbody, there was a couple of different things that I was doing that have gotten me from that point to this point, but I, plateaued in the middle, and this has gotten me to kind of lose those, get more toned and like healthier, because that was like my idea that I had. It's like, I just want to be healthier. My doctor told me that I was obese, and I was always really thin my whole life, just naturally. I ran track, I grew up on a farm, I always ate a ton of food, I had a really fast metabolism, and I just never ever had to worry about gaining any weight because I worked it all off. I used to do a lot of like really hard physical labor, so I didn't have to worry about it. And then I moved into the city, and then all of a sudden, like, you just don't do as much. So I'm starting a new program today. Last one I did was the bar blend one, which I liked a lot. That was like a mid-range one. And this is the 21-day fix extreme, which I'm hoping is going to help me with my running. I run a lot too. I run 5Ks right now. That's all virtual, just because you can't, because of COVID, do it the way we used to do it. But I want to show you guys my outfit. This is from Old Navy. It's just like, they are leggings, they have pockets, they're like this constellation pattern. And then I have this is from Target like a year ago, so I don't know if they still have it, but I got this outfit on sale. And then I have like the sports bra, but you can see like my skin a little bit. Like, I'm not uncomfortable with this, but just to show you like what happens when you lose 100 pounds, like your skin sort of just kind of stays behind. Like, it's not the way it used to be. Like, my skin used to be nice and tight, even though like when I flex I have like abs again. It's just not the way it was before I gained all that weight. I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, be real with you guys, that just because I've lost 100 pounds doesn't mean my body just like snapped back to the way it was. I also have some stretch marks. Again, none of this stuff like bothers me. I'm not self-conscious about it, but I feel like it's important to show just how bodies change. Especially, I'm 31 years old, so I'm not, 25 anymore. Like how I was when I first started gaining weight. So my skin is obviously a little bit different, and the way that my body carries weight is different. So, and the shoes are Brooks. I think the socks are Puma, and I probably got them from TJ Maxx or something. And I always wear a velvet scrunchie, just because it like, I know it's really corny, but it holds my hair really tight while I'm jumping around working out. So I don't know, I don't think I'm allowed to like film me doing this workout. So I'm just gonna like get started. And then when I'm done, I'll come back. All right, thanks. Oh my God, you guys. So that was my first day of 21 Day Fix Extreme real time on Body on Demand. That's all I can think of. Beach Body on Demand. And it was Plyo Fix Extreme. Whew. Like, I am so sweaty. I've been doing like 43-minute exercises in the bar blend, and I feel like balance-wise that was more challenging, but this really, like, I feel the work more, like it's harder, like more like big muscle groups. With the bar blend, it was like a lot of balance and a lot of like, so oh my God, there's like sweat. I don't know if you can see, there's like sweat dripping off of me. So, and then I also, before I did it, I looked back at the what I shot earlier, and I was like showing you guys my stomach, and I realized that like you couldn't really see what I was talking about. So so just to like show you, like this skin, this is just skin. Like I'm muscle under here, and there's like a little bit of fat that's just kind of like not going away, but it's just like the skin will tighten up over time. So if you're in this position with me where you know you've lost a lot of weight, or if you're concerned about what your body will look like if you do choose to lose weight in a healthy way, make sure that like you're not, you know, putting your body through any unnecessary stress in order to achieve the goal of, you know, I want to lose this amount of weight. Do it for you. Do it because you want to feel stronger, or you, like my main thing was it hurt. I was so big that it hurt to like bend over and tie my shoes. Like I would see, and this is like a perfect example of like where there's just extra skin there now. You can see like I would bend over to tie my shoes and it would hurt my stomach to do that. So I just wanted to make that not happen anymore. Plus I just always was really strong growing up on a farm. Like when you grow up on a farm, especially if you're my age, like your parents got you really involved. I need some water. Got you really, really involved in doing the farm work. So we had to bale hay from a very young age, probably when it wasn't exactly safe for us to be doing that. We had to take care of the horses and clean out the barn and do all of this stuff that, you know, it's adult work. It's not for like little kids to be doing. So I was always like really, really strong. And then when I gained all that weight, I felt like I wasn't. The other thing that I've noticed too, where the skin is kind of not going back yet, is on my back here. But again, these are parts of my body. I don't want to make myself feel bad about these parts of my body because they exist because of all this hard work that I did. I lost 100 pounds. Like there's bound to be like changes in my body from doing that. So I just try to be really gentle with myself and not be hard on myself. I want to talk to you guys about what I did to lose all that weight, but I need to like catch my breath and drink some water. Yeah, catch my breath and just drink some water because it's only 3. And Lana's here. Lana always likes to like come over and see what I'm doing after my workout. Are you a good girl? And now I'm all cat here. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Just whew. All right, so it's a little bit later. I did rinse off and I had to go to the grocery store today. Got dressed. It's wild weather here. Right now the power has gone out. Luckily I have a generator. So thankfully we have power right now. But I did want to talk to you guys about what I did to lose weight. Not necessarily, you know, to brag or anything, but I know that when I was looking to lose weight, I had never done it before. I didn't know how, I didn't know where to look or what to do or any of that stuff. So I just kind of stumbled through, and it took me a long time. So I wanted to just go through a couple of the things that I did, both good and bad. Some of the things I am not recommending. This is my advice against doing these things. Just so that if I could help anybody, and to let you guys know, like, if anybody is looking to lose weight in a healthy way, that you're not alone. Like, I'm still on this journey. I'm still trying to tone up and get stronger and feel better about my body and its ability to do, like, my balance is really bad, because part of the reason why I gained a lot of weight was because I had knee surgery. And I had knee surgery on my right knee when I was in high school, and that healed really quickly. I went right back to running track like the following season. I had really quick recovery time. I was off crutches in a couple of days, but I was in high school. I had my left knee done, and I had a torn meniscus on my left knee. I had a torn plica on my right knee. So left knee was torn meniscus. When I had that done, I was 26, and it took a long time to heal. It still hurts me sometimes. I hadn't worked out in a really long time when I started to notice that I had gained a lot of weight. I didn't know how to get back into working out after being somebody who was really athletic. I wish I would have had somebody who was like, oh, this is what I went through when I was going through that process myself. The very first thing that I did was just walking. Like, I would just, for a long time though, not just like, around the block, which around the block is a start. That's a good place to start if you haven't been doing that. But I worked it up so that I was walking like 4 or 5 miles every day, and like trying to keep a good pace, and actually, propel myself. And once I had been walking for like 4 or 5 miles every day and like really getting into it, I got an elliptical machine, and that sounds really fancy. I got like a used elliptical machine. It was $100, and it was my cousin's, but it wasn't one of those ones that you plug in. It had like a timer on it, and it said it could read your pulse and stuff. I don't know how accurate it was, but I remember specifically that the stride of it was not like long enough for my legs. Like, my legs were too long to like fully extend while I was using it. So it was like I was marching, just marching really fast. And I knew that an elliptical was easier on my knees than running on the pavement. Now, the next thing that I did do once I started I was on the elliptical for 45 minutes at a time every single day. Once I hit that goal for myself, I did start running on like a path. There's a park near me, and there's paths there. I personally do not like to run on sidewalks, just because I know that my knees are vulnerable, and I don't want to take the chance of falling. I also supinate, and so supinate, I can remember correctly, supinate means you run on the outside blade of your feet. So I just know that I'm prone to tripping, and so if the sidewalk is uneven, like in northern climates, because you get a lot of freezing, sidewalks will, like, if there's a tiny little crack, water will get in there, it'll freeze, expand, like make the crack bigger, freeze, expand. So you end up with sidewalks that are, like, in my opinion, not something that I want to run on, because I'm worried I'm gonna trip. So I was running in the park. I started out with just, I think, 10 minutes. There's a really steep hill, so I would like run down the hill and then run back up the hill, and that would be it. And then I think I tried to increase it by a minute every day, maybe, until I got up to 30 minutes. So I was running up and down this one hill for 30 minutes every day, and then I started to expand, go to different places to run, just to like break up, because you want to have variety in your running when you're running. You don't want to just go up and down hill, the same hill all the time. You want to run on flat surfaces. You want to go around curves and like different terrain and all that kind of stuff. So I went to a couple different places. There was a cross-country training program that I will link in the description box. I cannot remember for the life of me what the name of the website was off the top of my head, but I found that really helpful. I would like time myself, so there would be like, I would sprint for a certain number of meters, and I switched over from miles to meter or kilometers on my watch so that I could track this. I would sprint for a certain number of meters, like a couple hundred meters, and then I would like go to 25% or 50% or something like that so I could get faster. I'm still not all that fast. My boyfriend runs so much faster than me. It's unbelievable. He will consistently, like, he can run like a 7-8 minute mile, and I'm like maybe 10. Maybe. Definitely not anywhere near what I was running in high school, but I'm running at least. And now, so when it started to get cold here, I didn't want to run outside because we just get so much snow and so much ice, and certain parts of the park are closed. So it's not really a place where you can run here. We get really like a lot of snow, and it's really deep. And if you run on the street, you had to worry about being splashed by cars or worry about ice and slipping and falling into the road. So I just didn't bother with it. We got a membership for the YMCA, and we were going there pretty regularly, like every single day, and running on the treadmill together, which I thought was a lot of fun. Or like we'd go on the stair stepper, like doing different things to like keep up the variety again. That's like one of the really important things is like stretching, warming up, and like variety, and like not overexerting yourself too much. You want to push yourself like a little bit, but definitely know your own limit. It's different for everybody. You have to know where your limit is so that you don't injure yourself. That's how I hurt both of my knees probably in the first place. I don't remember exactly when I hurt my right knee. There wasn't like a moment where I was like, ow, that really hurt. But my left knee, there was definitely a moment. We were working at the Y, and then of course the Y closed due to COVID. So I started doing Beachbody. And Beachbody is a program that has helped me improve a lot of different parts of myself other than just the running, because there's like bar, there's yoga, there's like different, like I did the 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme with Autumn Calabrese. I hate to play favorites, but she's definitely my favorite trainer on Beachbody On Demand. I just like her so much. I think that she's so motivating. She's so upbeat and cheery, and she just like exudes positivity and like energy. So I really do like her programs a lot, and I really did like Elise's program, Bar Blend, a lot too. She's the same way. She's super positive, really encouraging. That was more, the Bar Blend was like a little bit more of an intermediate program. It helped me a lot with my balance, and that has been one of the main things that I was talking about earlier with my balance. Because of my knee, I wasn't mobile for a long time. I lost a lot of muscle, and when you lose a lot of muscle like that, it like messes with your tendon strength, I think, and everything like that. So it has taken me, I'm still not as, like, I used to be one of those crazy little kids who'd like run around on the back of the couch, and like I used to walk on the beam. This is really bad. I hope my dad's not watching this. I used to climb up the wall in our barn. In our barn, there was like the haymow part. Our barn was shaped kind of like an L, and the haymow part went down the long part of the L, and then there was like a back part that would be the short part of the L that was just like open all the way to the roof. So I would climb out there and walk back and forth on the beams when I was in high school. I've just always had really good balance, I think, from riding horses and just being one of those crazy little acrobatic kids that does whatever pops into their head. Um, so I'm not necessarily always used to the fact that my balance is not what it was before I hurt myself. I tend to hurt myself even more sometimes, not in like a serious medical way, but like I bump into walls a lot. I fall down steps all the time. I'm like, they nicknamed me Kate. The reason why my nickname is Katie Grace is not because that's my middle name. That is because I am so clumsy that they decided to call me Katie Grace. so, um, and so yeah, the Beachbody I've been doing really good on that. I'm starting to incorporate running again, so I'm doing Beachbody and running. The new program, the 21 Day Fix Extreme, there's no days off on there, so I'm going to start um, picking days, like figuring out which days are best for me to run. Probably not leg day, so I can run like 2 or 3 times a week still, and keep practicing that. For diet has been an important change for me because I'm used to just eating whatever I want. I grew up on a farm. I've said that a million times in this video, but I feel like it's really relevant because my lifestyle is so different now. I didn't really realize how much of a change that I would have to make. I didn't notice that my life had to be different. I couldn't just eat steaks and potatoes every night, and I couldn't just have a whole bunch of cheesecake all the time, and I couldn't drink as much beer as I wanted or whatever. Alcohol was one of the main things that I really cut back on. I do still occasionally, like I'm having a beer right now. I had a beer with dinner. And this is like more than half full still. So I really had to cut back on alcohol. I noticed when I stopped drinking, like moved it down to like 1 drink a week, and I mean 1 drink a week. I like just lost a whole bunch of weight doing that. I think I lost like 5 or 10 pounds. I was drinking more than the recommended amount. I was having more. I think it's like 7. I think it's 7 alcoholic beverages a week is what's recommended for women. I was drinking more than that, but also I was like 26, so so I really had to cut back on that. I also had to cut back on the sweets, obviously, and I did that pretty easily. Of course, I like sweets and that kind of stuff, but I don't miss it that much if I don't have it, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Another thing that I had to cut back on was having steak all the time, having potatoes, having white rice, all of this, tons of butter. I put so much butter on stuff. Or like eating out all the time, just go to McDonald's or wherever and just get something. If I didn't feel like cooking and I don't have, oh my gosh, any kind of like frozen burrito or any of that kind of stuff. I used to eat a bunch of Stouffer's meals. One thing I did do that I would not recommend, even though it did help me lose some weight, it just wasn't worth it for me to continue doing. I tried taking the Ally pills for a brief period. I don't think I need to go into the details of the side effects of Ally pills, but if you Google side effects of Ally pills, warning, it's gross. I couldn't continue doing that. It just obviously wasn't healthy, and I just couldn't do it. But I did use the Allies, like if you go to like I think it's myally.com. I can't remember the exact name of the website. I'll put all the stuff that I talk about, I'll put it in the link down below. You can pick your own diet plan, like meal plan for the week. And the recipes are pretty decent tasting. I feel like I always added extra spice to them, and I do that now still with what I'm currently doing, but it was pretty good, and that helped me lose quite a bit of weight. It was just being on the diet part of that instead of like taking the pill, because originally I found the diet by taking the pill, and then stuff happened and it wasn't good, and But yeah, that was a pretty decent like meal plan. And I say meal plan because I wasn't cutting out any foods. I wasn't like completely limiting myself. I was just trying to eat healthier. And I was working out at the same time. So that really helped me lose a lot of weight. And then I started doing Skinny Taste, and I started doing Beachbody at the same time. Skinny Taste is so far my favorite. I don't have to think about like the meal plan at all. I put no effort into it. I go onto her website, and which I will again post below, and I go to the meal plans page. I think that I'll specifically post the meal plans page, and I click on whatever week. I purposely try to get a couple weeks behind because my boyfriend will not eat any kind of fish, and he's trying to do Skinny Taste too. He will if I make something that he really doesn't like. I keep some like frozen chicken tenders and stuff for him in the freezer, just because he is a little bit picky eater. Like he doesn't like any vegetables, and he doesn't like any kind of fish, any kind of seafood, anything like that. He must always have meat in his meal. It cannot be like a substitute protein. He cannot have ground turkey. He probably could have ground turkey, but he says he cannot have it because he doesn't like it. And it like he says if he doesn't get enough like meat per meal, he'll get a stomach ache. But I don't know about that. I had Skinny Taste tonight. I had spicy pork and Brussels bowl. It's like a spicy sausage with shredded Brussels sprouts and lots of yummy spices and onion and garlic, and then you fry an egg and you put the fried egg on top. And I personally like a very runny yolk, so I like cut the yolk up and like mix it all in, and it just makes it like kind of saucy, and like it's a really like almost umami, spicy, hearty sausage flavor. And I have this sausage from my parents, from their pigs that they raised, so it's so yummy. It's really, really good. I like it. I will say that I do usually add extra spices to the Skinny Taste recipes, especially if it says to just add salt and pepper. I will take a look at the recipe and decide, make an executive decision, and add whatever spice I think will fit in. I don't really have like a tried and true system for that. I just sniff the food, and then I sniff the spices, and then whatever I feel like belongs in there, I add. And usually if she says to make some, like use some kind of spice in something, I add quite a bit extra. But I think it's like that on purpose because it is meant to serve a wide variety of people, so you can adjust it to different needs. And I will say I usually use much less salt. So there's a lot of recipes where it says to use soy sauce and salt or Parmesan and salt. If I'm using soy sauce, I don't use salt. If I'm using Parmesan, I don't use salt because those are already really salty on their own. I feel like that is a salt element that you're adding to your food. You don't need to have 2 salts. Like that's fine. I've had a lot of success. I will put pictures of like what I was then and what I am now, so you can just see, you know, how much weight I have lost and like what my body looks like now. All right, so that is all I have for you today. I'm pretty sure that I went over everything. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask down below. I'm happy to let anybody know about any of the things that I did. I just want to let you guys know, these, again, like these are just things that worked for me. They may not work for everybody, but you know, it's a good jumping off point to start looking into things that you think will work best for you. And it's always important to keep in mind that what your goals are. That was really the main thing, is the whole time my goal was not to just like get skinny. It was not just to lose weight. I wanted to get strong. I wanted to run fast. I wanted to protect my body, make sure that my knees were safe, my joints were safe. I just wanted to be like physically healthier based on what my doctor told me. Now my doctor says that I am no longer obese. I'm still like just barely on the verge of fit. I think now I'm average, which I'm totally happy with being average, but I do still strive to be a faster runner, to be stronger, more capable, and I want to get my balance back. That's one of the main things is I want to be able to stand on one leg. I want to, you know, be able to walk on a curb without falling off, that kind of things. Uh, so it's just important to remember what your goals are and keep that in mind. Don't let yourself get too overwhelmed with it and be kind to yourself. That's really like the advice here is like, don't be too hard on yourself because any little, like, I always feel like any day that I wake up and get out of bed is a good day. Like, sure, there's going to be stuff that happens. Maybe I have a rough morning, but that's just a rough morning. I'm not going to let a rough morning ruin my whole day. I'm not going to, you know, if I feel like I can't work out one day and I was scheduled to, that's not going to be the end of anything. You know what I mean? It just means that I didn't work out that day. And if I decide to have some cake, I have some cake. I try to make sure that I have like a very healthy relationship with food and not that I'm just trying to like only put healthy food into my body. If I really want to have something, you know, sweet and it's not in my diet, I have it, but then I'm, you know, I will be careful about doing that all the time. So that I don't get into a habit of having ice cream every night because, oh, do I love ice cream. All right, so that is all for now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram at KatieGraceX. And if you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and subscribe. I upload once a week at least, sometimes more. If I find something that I think that you guys will like, I will put it up. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.